Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime Local News. Today was the first day back to school for many students across Lloydminster. After being away from the classroom since March, COVID-19 has added even more stress than normal for many students. Jace Mackey has a look at how day one went at Holy Rosary.
The parking lot outside of Holy Rosary High School is looking emptier than normal as students start day one of staggered entry. All this week, only a portion of the school's population will be in the building each day. The staff will watch how things go and make adjustments where needed.
Were we there at the right time to accommodate when buses arrived? We were greeting students and sending them to the library if they were early, before 8:35. So there's some little things, procedural things we'll just touch base on at the end of the day to make sure that we're covered. If not, well, then we'll tweak for tomorrow. And we still have Thursday and Friday with half the population to get things right for the full student body coming on the 14th.
Back to school this year looks different from any other year in the past. Face masks and hand sanitizer are now just as common as pencils and paper.
We've upped with our cleaning, especially with the sanitizing. Even in our classrooms, each classroom has sanitizing towels to be able, for students to be able to clean their area when they come in, so they know for themselves it's clean and ready to go. And then of course all the mask wearing. Students have been very cooperative with all of our phone calls to our families. No one's expressed any concerns about wearing masks.
Additional space throughout the school is being used as classrooms to help keep classes small and space out students.
We're utilizing more space than we've had. We've got our stage, which is now a full-time classroom, and most of the work has been done in cohorting kids. Traffic control in the hallways, following the directional arrows. But other than that, it's going to look like a normal school day. Teaching, learning, kids are going to go from class to class. They're going to wear their masks in public areas.
Students were given the option of returning to the classroom or to continue with remote learning. Students who opt for remote learning will be taught by Holy Rosary teachers and will follow the same program as students in the classroom.
So we'll have probably over 90%, 95% of our students will be back in the building. We're looking around that 60 or so students that are choosing the remote learning with the option to come back after term one.
There are always a lot of unknowns when it comes to COVID-19, and only time will tell how successful the return to school will be. But staff at Holy Rosary are confident they've created a safe environment for students.
We feel that we've got a lot of, if not just about all situations covered. Of course, something may come up, but we feel pretty confident that we'll have a safe school environment for the kids.
Jace Mackey, Primetime Local News.
As today was the first day of school around the border city, students are beginning to access programs offered by the school again, such as the breakfast program. Last Friday, Silverwood Toyota made a donation to the Lloydminster Public School Division in support of their breakfast program. Toyota raised the money for the program by hosting a drive-in on August 26th in the Lloyd Mall's parking lot. The event saw around 200 cars, which helped raise close to $3,000 for the division.
This donation today is going to go a long way for our breakfast and nutrition program. Many of our students come to school and access the breakfast program in the mornings and emergency lunch and snacks. So, this allows us to purchase supplies, nutritious meals that we can hand out to our students. So, we're so thrilled to be partnering with them. It's going to make a big impact in our program.
The program is accessed daily by students around Lloydminster, with certain schools seeing close to 80% of students utilizing the program. Toyota approached the school division after they felt it was important to reach out to border city residents.
One of the things that Brian and myself, were being new to the community, we wanted to make sure that we looked at some opportunities to get involved, and something that's very dear to both of our hearts is family, and we felt one of the best ways would be to get involved with the schools and helping those that need some extra help.
Toyota currently hopes they can offer another event to raise money for community programs in the future. Now our Evan Kenny will take a look at your weather forecast.
Thanks, Jasmine. Taking a look now at your evening weather. Currently 14 degrees here in Lloydminster. That was the highest temperature that we got up to today. Winds were blowing 22 kilometers per hour coming out of the southwest, with wind gusts coming up to 40 kilometers an hour. There is a 30% chance we could see some showers early this evening, but they will disappear as the evening goes on. Currently as well, 14 degrees in Marwayne and in St. Paul, 17 in Vegreville and Lacklebish, 19 over in Edmonton, so a little warmer the more west you go, 15 down in Provost and 13 up in Cold Lake. Taking a look at the Saskatchewan side now, 14 in North Battleford and in Maidstone, 15 down in Macklin, 13 in St. Walburg, 14 as well in Pierceland and in Meadow Lake, 13 in Green Lake and 12 in Isle of Cross. Taking a look now, as we mentioned, there could be this precipitation coming out from the west, only a 30% chance, so there is a good chance we will not get hit with that. Overnight in North Battleford, it will be 3 degrees, and tomorrow will be nicer with 21 degrees warming up there. Over in Cold Lake, 5 degrees overnight with 18 tomorrow. Last night we did see it drop into the negatives, -1 overnight. Taking a look now at your school day forecast, it's going to be 9 degrees first thing in the morning as kids are going off to school, then 13 at recess, 18 at lunch before finishing up the day with 19. Taking a look now at your 3-day forecast, as we mentioned, 20 degrees tomorrow, getting a little sunnier as we go. Thursday we'll have a high of 24 before a high of 21 on Friday. Lows also going up as the week goes on. That's all we have for weather for now. We'll be back after the break with more news. Ahead of Thursday's NFL kickoff, big news was made. Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Deandre Hopkins signed a massive deal. Eric Bay joins myself in breaking down the contract and the upcoming season. Big news today in the sports world coming out of the NFL. Deandre Hopkins has signed a contract. He will be the highest paid player who is not a quarterback. Joining me today to just break down all of the NFL upcoming season is Eric Bay. Eric, thanks for joining me.
No problem. Definitely some exciting stuff to talk about here today.
Yeah, huge news and a huge contract here for Hopkins, as I mentioned. I guess, first of all, Eric, was this expected from, in your mind, was this expected and as well for that much money for Hopkins?
Yeah, I mean, this was really what he was looking for, and that was basically the reason for his trade out of Houston. Was just the fact that the Texans weren't going to restructure his contract, and the money isn't that surprising as well when you look at how other positions, particularly the quarterback position, has skyrocketed, and you see what Hopkins was making before in that $12 to $13 million range, while guys like Julio Jones were getting $22 million a year. So obviously he was in need of an upgrade. The market has dictated that, so not at all surprising that he did get that, and very well deserved, as he is probably, or definitely anyways, a top 5 receiver in the game.
Yeah, $54.5 million over 2 years, $42.75 million guaranteed money. So, I mean, a lot of money for anyone, let alone one of the top players in the league. Eric, the NFL season is starting up on Thursday. The Texans will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Why don't we just go through and give some of our divisional winner picks here. Let's start off with the NFC West. This one is a very interesting division, in my opinion. Why don't we start off with your pick?
Yeah, for sure. And obviously a very popular division among people here as we head into the season. And you can obviously see why. You have teams like the 49ers who are just coming off that Super Bowl appearance. The Seahawks aren't going anywhere. And a lot of teams do like Jared Goff and the Rams to bounce back. For me, I think the 49ers take this one as well. But from what I've seen, a lot of guys are kind of disrespecting the Seahawks, putting them at about third around that 500 mark. I do think they get in and they could even contend for that division just based off of what Russell Wilson has done, the fact they have found that running game and don't need to put as much stress pass blocking on that offensive line who is kind of subpar, and their defense always finds a way to make it work. They did add Jamal Adams, kind of, replaces Jadeveon Clowney at a different position, but still adds that skill. So I do think the 49ers take it, but I think the Seahawks will make it interesting.
Yeah, I think that we will be seeing 2 playoff teams coming out of this division. Like you mentioned, it is up in the air between the 49ers and the Seahawks. For myself, I am taking Seattle. When you have a guy like Russell Russell Wilson, behind center taking those snaps. You just don't know. He can control a game single-handedly, and he can win his team 13, 12 games if he needs to. So I have the Seahawks. You have the 49ers. Should be an interesting one. Let's go now to the NFC South. A lot of action happening here, and it seems like it is the old quarterback division.
Yeah, well, I think the major excitement this year is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady coming in to that division, and a lot of people expecting him to make some noise. For me, I don't see it happening. Again, Tom Brady is not the same quarterback he was even 5 years ago. His arm strength isn't there. He's not as good. He's been kind of regressing towards the mean. Yes, he does have an upgraded offense with his wide receivers being much better. However, it is going to be tough for him adjusting from one offense he's run his entire career to a new one, even with Bruce Arians. So I think there will be a bit of an adjustment period no matter what. So I don't see them winning the division. I think they might sneak into a wild card. But for me, I think the Saints, again, are still kind of the cream of the crop. You look at their offense, pretty much unstoppable. Drew Brees hasn't really missed a beat. So I think now that the key is that the New Orleans Saints, will make the playoffs. It's just, can they get over that hump and get over their last few heartbreaking playoff losses?
And that's an interesting one to hear from you, Eric, as you are an Atlanta Falcons fan. Our final division that we are going to talk about, the AFC West. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites, not only in their own division, but overall in the league. So I guess, Eric, in this division, who's your second place team?
Yeah, and again, some very interesting picks. Obviously, the Broncos did well down the stretch with Drew Lock, and you also have the Raiders being led there as well. Marcus Mariota coming in there, possibly Derek Carr as well. A John Gruden offense, so always interesting. But for me, I think it's a team that lost their quarterback from last year, and that is the Los Angeles Chargers. And for me, I look at their points for and against, and despite being 5-11, they were only -8 in points for and against. Meanwhile, you look at the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders, and they were -106 point differential. So for me, I think that the past 2 years, really, the Chargers have been unlucky in those close games. They've lost a whole bunch of close ones, and their defense looks spectacular. And they have a guy in Tyrod Taylor who's coming in at quarterback and did very well with some subpar teams in Buffalo and Cleveland before this. So I think with a better cast around him, they could make some noise as that second seed and definitely get a wild card spot.
Well, Eric, it is always a pleasure getting to chat with you. I think I can speak for the both of us in saying Thursday will be an exciting day.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. Thanks.
Taking another look at your evening weather now in the central regions of Alberta and Saskatchewan. Currently 21 degrees in Red Deer, 20 in Rocky Mountain House, as well as in Edmonton, 21 also over in Jasper. Along those mountains there over the weekend, there was a chance that we could see some snow, so it's nice to see that it is starting to warm up once again. Looking in Saskatchewan now, 10 over in Melfort, 14 in Meadow Lake, 12 in Prince Albert, 14 also in Saskatoon, and 15 now in North Battleford. Taking a look at the northern regions of the provinces, 21 in Grand Prairie, as well as in Peace River, 22 up in High Level, 18 in Fort Chipewyan, and in Slave Lake. Now on the Saskatchewan side here, 10 in Flin Flon, as well as in La Ronge and Wollaston Lake, 12 in Buffalo Narrows, and 12 as well in La Loche. In the southern parts of the provinces now, 16 degrees down in Lethbridge, or 19 rather in Lethbridge, 16 in Medicine Hat, 19 as well in Calgary, and 16 also in Banff. Taking a look now at Saskatchewan, 10 degrees in Estevan and 10 in Yorkton. The more central you get in Canada, the colder it gets as we take a look here. 22 over in Vancouver, 13 in Regina, 12 in Winnipeg. That's a surprise, especially after the warm summer that they have had. 16 degrees in Toronto, 18 in Quebec City, 22 in Halifax, and 16 over in St. John's. Taking a look at some temperatures for tomorrow. 22 degrees in Edmonton, as well as in Vegreville and in Provost, 21 in Wainwright, 20 in Vermilion, 20 in Marwayne, and 20 here in Lloydminster. Now on the Saskatchewan side, 20 in Maidstone, 23 in Macklin, 21 in North Battleford, 18 in St. Walburg, as well as in Pearslin, Green Lake, and in Isla Cross. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. 24 degrees on Thursday. We will start to see a little more sun there as the week goes on. 21 as well on Friday before 13 degrees on Saturday. A cool weekend here, 17 degrees as well on Sunday before 12 and 13 on Monday and Tuesday. So those fall temperatures are really starting to come in. Overnight, we could start to see a chance of some frost. So just a heads up there. Averages for this time of year are usually around 18 degrees for the high, so we are still sticking with those averages. That's all we have for weather for now. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. We're joined once again with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster and District Community SPCA. How are you doing this week, Becca?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And so who are we joined with today?
This big guy here is Rocky. So we him a few weeks ago from home. And so far, no luck yet, but holding out hope for it.
Oh boy. He looks to be like a excitable dog. He seems to be pretty full of energy. How is he around, other animals, other dogs, cats? What kind of temperament is this guy?
Yeah, so we think he needs to go to a home without other people. That's kind of his dog does like to require mate-free for anything else, but he won't be good. And then the next Frankie, he doesn't care to play with the dog anymore. So he needs to kind of focus a little hard on it.
So Becca, how are you doing for other dog numbers? Do you guys have lots of other dogs? I know last week you mentioned you were, running low, which is a good thing. I mean, bad if you're looking for a dog, but good for the SPCA to know that lots of dogs have their homes. How are you guys doing this week?
We're doing really good, actually. We only have Rocky here and some other dogs in our care. So we only have 3 altogether, which is really, really nice. And we're not complaining.
Well, that's good to hear. So you still have a few options if you are looking to adopt a dog in the border city. Roxy is in and she would love to meet you, so certainly stop on by. How about cats, Becca? You guys still, I know you had a lot of cats last time we spoke. Are your guys' cat numbers, have they gone down at all?
No, if anything, they've gone up quite a bit. Our kittens that are coming in, we have quite a few of our little babies that are coming in, so we're requiring them. But it's kind of right now down just a little bit. but yeah, it's kind of overloaded on our litters again, so we are getting quite.
Wow. So absolutely anybody out there, if you are looking for a fuzzy little feline friend, certainly stop by the SPCA. Be great if we could, find some forever homes for some of those cats. And Becca, we were speaking last week and you guys were working on getting some local artists in to paint your sea can. So how have that been going? Are you guys still looking for, artists to reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really hoping that they're still. But yeah, we're still looking, and I'm actually going to call us more today and tomorrow, and to hopefully line a lot of people up to beautify the place a little bit. Beautiful.
So anybody out there who would like to contribute, please, of course, reach out to the SPCA, send them an email, give them a phone call. We were also speaking last week, Becca, that you guys need lots of fosters for kittens. And, we were just mentioning that you guys are very full as far as cats go at the SPCA. So how would somebody go about becoming a foster if that's something that they wanted to do?
Yeah, they can fill out an application on our website if they like, .com, and so they can go do that, or they can come into the shelter and they can Zoe, which is our there's the CKSA, starts all the fostering and getting animals where they need to be. They can chat with Zoe, and or they can call me and see if that's something that they want to do.
Beautiful. So if there's anybody out there who maybe, can't commit to having a pet full time, but would like a little bit of company right now, would be a great idea to, step up and help with the SPCA with their large amount of cat numbers. So thank you once again for speaking with us, Becca, and hopefully we have lots of local artists send you an email, lots of people stop by to adopt some cats, and we'll speak with you next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm speaking with Heather Millen with the Upper Level Pottery and Art Gallery in Vermilion. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
So the opening day was September 1st. Can you explain on what's all involved with this gallery?
We have all mediums of art there. We have painters, we have sculptors, we have, I'm a potter, so I have pottery there. We have artists that also do pottery. We have metal work, all kinds of mediums of art there.
Now, with this art gallery, was it challenging during COVID-19? Was there lots of support on the opening day from residents?
Yes, a lot of support. Because of COVID, no shows were happening, no sales were happening for the artists. So everybody was indoors in their own homes with their art and nowhere to showcase.
And were there any other safety guidelines you were following for COVID-19?
Just the regular regulations, hand sanitizing, distancing, just the regular.
Okay, and is there other ways that people can support the new art gallery online?
We don't have anything set up online as of yet. It's the artists take care of their inventory, so it's easier to have people buying in on site.
Okay, and can you kind of say why you think it's important to have this new upper level pottery and art gallery now in Vermilion? What is the importance of it?
It supports the arts. It adds a different element to the downtown. We have a good art community in town and around in the other close communities around us. So it's just supportive to the artists, to the businesses.
And has there been quite a bit of artists in the community than you expected?
There is a lot. We're full, which I did not expect to be full right away. I was thinking would take a few months, but we're pretty full right now. No more wall space, but we do have floor space available.
And how did this idea for a new pottery and art gallery come up?
It's an idea I've had for a while, just no way to allow it to happen until now with Tanis and Toll and Cochrane. They bought the Craig's building and renovated it and added businesses, open businesses. So they were looking for something to go upstairs. And because of the light in the windows and the beautiful environment, the gallery seemed to be the best fit. So just us talking about it and the ideas came out and the gallery just happened that way.
And how long of a process was it to get it finally open for the community?
From start to finish, it was 6 weeks. So it was very fast. Without the community support, without all of the support from Tanis and Toland, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But there feels to be a need for it, and everybody was on board and very supportive.
Perfect. Well, is there anything else you'd want to add for residents to know about concerning this
new art gallery?
Just that we're open noon till 6 during the week. Fridays we're open 10 till 6 and Saturdays 10 till 5.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining me today, Heather, and best of luck to this new art gallery in the future.
Great. Thank you so much.
Taking a final look at your weather now. 20 degrees is what it's supposed to be tomorrow, followed up by 24 on Thursday. It will be getting sunnier as the week goes on that Thursday and Friday as well. 13 degrees on Saturday, 17 on Sunday, before 12 and 13 on Monday and Tuesday. So it will be getting a little bit colder. It is starting to feel like those fall temperatures.
Thanks for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.